Williamsport in Lycoming County, Pennsylvania is the birthplace of Little League Baseball, and the Little League World Series is Williamsport's answer to Punxsutawney's Groundhog. Included among the exhibits at the Thomas Tabor Museum of the Lycoming County Historical Society is the outstanding train collection of pioneer collector Larue C. Shempp, who passed away in the 1980s. A lifelong resident of Williamsport, Larue was an employee of Lycoming County, meaning he was a politician. As both kid and adult in the heyday of electric trains, Larue also built and operated big holiday train displays at Williamsport stores. This gave him first pick of trains that people brought in for trade. He began collecting and networking with other early collectors in the 1940s. He became known to executives at the Lionel Corporation, including Joshua Lionel Cohen himself. During the holiday seasons of World War II, using his trains, Larue built an inspiring patriotic and religious holiday pageant celebrating American life in his parlor. It was viewed by thousands each year. In 1972, with freak tropical storm Agnes bringing record flooding to Pennsylvania, Larue evacuated his collection from his lifelong home near the Susquehanna River to his new house on high ground. A few years before Larue passed away, his collection was purchased by the Williamsport Chamber of Commerce for the Tabor Museum. The collection is now displayed just a couple blocks from the old house in which Larue started accumulating trains around 1940. Thanks to Iron Horse Productions' Toy Train Treasury, published in the 1970s, Larue's collection became even more famous in the booming train collecting hobby. If, full of wishes, you've thumbed through Toy Train Treasury time and time again, you can of course see the actual items at the Tabor Museum among Larue's outstanding assembly of Lionel, particularly early period Lionel, Ives, American Flyer, Marklin, and other foreign and American makes. This valuable two-tone brown Italian-made Elatren model is a hard-won replacement of an order that was shipped uninsured on the infamous ship Andrea Doria, which sank off Massachusetts in 1956. Up a few shelves is a very rare, especially in the U.S., example of a Marklin CCS crocodile from the 1930s. Another rarity is Lionel's Girls Train with pastel cars and a pink engine. It was a huge sales flop in the late 1950s. Many pink locomotives were overpainted black by dealers just to get rid of them. The Shempp collection has a notable number of ultra-rare trains, of which only a dozen or two examples are known to exist. One is the Boucher Blue Comet, circa 1930. Another is the copper-plated Ives Prosperity Special from 1929. The cadmium-plated American Flyer Mayflower, which cost $150, a middle-class family's monthly income in 1930. One-of-a-kind items include Lionel samples made for toy fairs that were never put into production. Remember I said Larue was known at Lionel? He was one of a few collectors who got a crack at Lionel's showroom display of old models when it was sold off around 1960. From that, Larue got his most famous toy train prize of all, the Lionel Super 381, a one-of-a-kind handmade sample that was never produced, allegedly because it was too big for a kid to handle. Among other items is a German-made LGB garden train presented to President Ronald Reagan in the 1980s. The train being worth more than $50, the president could not keep it, so he donated it to the museum. The Shempp collection is not all rarities. It also contains many common items familiar to people who grew up with toy trains. So whether one is a collector coming to see famous pieces, a senior looking for toy train memories, or someone just curious to glimpse into the world of toy trains, a world much bigger than most people imagine, the Larue Shempp collection at the Thomas T. Tabor Museum is something to see.